What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. As always, I am so happy that you are here today. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking the tripod. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how I create my 1K slips. These are a couple of the ones that I've created so far, and I also have one that's in one of my folders right now. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made these. So I do use my tablet to create these. If you don't have a tablet, you might be able to use your phone. It just will be significantly harder to do because the stylus is really key in making these look as good as possible. I'm also going to be using an app called PicsArt. I do have the pro version, but you don't need the pro version. The free one works just as well. You just don't have as much fonts to choose from when you're doing like the names of the characters here. We're also going to use Google Docs to create a document at the end, but whatever document creator you have works. It's just for the printing process, and then you are going to need, of course, a printer or a way to print out these photos. Someone mentioned that you could use CVS, which is a really good idea, and if I ever have to do bulk printings, I might do that. And then you're also going to want a laminator, unless you want it to be a paper $1,000 bill, in which case you can either have it to where you have just this piece and it's white on the back, or you can just glue the two pieces together, but we will get to that when we get to that. With all of that said, let's get on into the video. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to search up $500 bill or $1,000 bill and then printable. You're going to find the image that you want to edit. This is the one that I have chosen. You're going to want to press and hold if you're on Google and download the image. Once you have done that, you can go into PicsArt. So now we are at PicsArt. So once you're on this screen, you're going to press the plus button and pick the picture that you wanted to edit, and here is the $500 bill. So from here, we're going to do a couple different things. Number one, I don't like certain parts of the picture. So I don't like how there's a number here, or this one as well. And also I'm going to erase some of the imaging here, and we're going to write in that this is a fake bill. So we're here, we're going to go into Tools. And in the Tools button, there is going to be this button right here. It's called Clone. So we're going to click on that. We're going to zoom in to the part of the picture that we want to edit. And how Clone works is if you press this button right here, you have a little dot that you're selecting. So now we have this part selected. Now I'm going to draw right here. So when you draw right here, you can kind of see what's happening. But we're basically just copying a certain part of the picture. So if I wanted to copy this G right here, and I wanted the G to go here, I could do that. So that's kind of how it works. This is pretty much just like how PicsArt works, but I'm going to go ahead and erase these words right here because I just don't like them, and if we're going to make it how we want it to be, then there's no need to have them. When you are erasing, keep in mind that if you start here, by the time you get over here, see where our little marker is? It's going to start copying whatever used to be there, even if you don't see it anymore. So just keep that in mind whenever you get to a certain part where you start realizing that maybe words are being cloned, like you see here. Lift your pen up and then just keep going. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do all of this and fast forward it for you guys. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead into this picture right here, and I actually don't want this guy here. So we've already done all of the cloning that I want to do, so what I'm going to do is click this check mark up here to move on to the next step. We're going to go down to Draw and click on the Draw button here, and I'm going to zoom in to his face because this is the part that we're going to remove. And we're going to click on Color, and this little droplet right here will let you pick whatever color you want. Now you could just do black, or you could pick like that, like what I just did here. Now we have this color which matches the rest of it quite nicely. And I'm just going to go ahead and color this whole thing in. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in to the name, which is the part that we want to adjust. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. We're going to select the selection tool and click on a part of the picture that is blank. And I want the selection to actually be a little bit larger. So I am going to zoom out a little bit, select the piece right here, and just go up and down like this. And then once again, making sure that every once in a while you're lifting your pen up. Okay, so now it's time to do the fun part. So we're gonna select the sticker button right here. You get to this discover page. Up in this corner right here, you can search for whatever you want. So you can see the recent things that I have searched up. So I'm gonna just search My Hero Academia for right now to see like stuff that I like, but what you can do is search up the individual characters. So, oh my god, that's perfect. So this worked out perfectly because these are amazing for what we're doing here. So you could do how I did it here. For these ones, I tried to find like good profile pictures of the characters. This though is perfect. So we're gonna do Todoroki. And just adjust the picture until it's to the zoom, like the size that I want it. So make sure that you can't see any of that extra color there. All right, perfect. So now that we have this, we're gonna go over into my eraser button, which is up here, and just slowly start erasing these pieces that are outside of the frame. Self-explanatory, right? And then we're gonna hit the check mark once again to get out of the stickers part of the editing. So I am gonna add some text, which, sorry, I'm gonna center again. I'm gonna add some text that states that this is a fake bill. So we're gonna do that. And for the color of it, I want the color to be something that's already on the screen. So we're gonna click on color, and we have our little dropper right here, so we can select one of the colors. The font isn't super, let's see what other font we have. I'm just gonna play around with this and add some more text and zoom through this for you guys because it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, perfect. That looks good to me. So we're going to click the check mark to save our progress. We're going to save the photo with this button right here. And I'm going to click more. You can also save this by clicking the arrow up here, but this is just a short way to get to the drive. Now this is just so that I can upload it into a document so that I can print it out. So if your tablet or phone is connected to your printer, you might not even have to do this step. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to save it as Shoto and save. So now we're gonna actually hop on to the computer. Okay, so when you're on Google Drive here, this is where I've submitted my things. I'm just gonna show you how I do it. So I'm gonna create a Google Doc, and I'm gonna click insert right here, and it'll give you the option to insert an image, and you can do all of this stuff, but I'm gonna actually insert from my drive, and I'm gonna select the most recent here and click insert down here. And I did create an Uravati one as well. Uravati, I always say her name wrong, but it's Uravati. And I'm gonna click on the image and go to, okay, this part right here. So you can see where you like align it with the text. If you click in front of text, then you can move it around. And then you can see this next one as well. So click in front of text, and now you can move around the two images without worrying about them like being stuck in a certain spot. And now we see there's a lot of space right here. You're gonna go over to the side and adjust the margins. That way you can move it all the way up, and then adjust it here as well. And I'm gonna make them like this, so 6 and then 5.13. Okay, so now we have that to make sure that they're all in line, and now we can print them out. Okay, so the next step in this craft is cutting out the bill. so now that we have this, we are going to take some glue stick. You could use liquid glue, but I prefer glue stick because it doesn't like have a drying time really. Like as soon as it's stuck together, they really do stick together. So I'm gonna pop that on the edges of them. Technically, you don't have to do this. You could just go straight into laminating by sticking them together in the laminator, but I prefer to do this because I feel like it just creates a much more seamless bill. All right. So you could probably just leave it like this if you wanted to. It's a nice like paper bill. It'll end up drying kind of nicely as well. Alright, awesome. So now we have these two all set up here. And my laminator is all set up, turned on, but I do need it to heat up just a little bit more before I run these through. Alright, so we're going to place these inside of a laminate sheet here. And then just trim off the rest. Y'all, my thing wasn't even on, so well, we're going to wait for it to heat up just a little bit longer, but while we're doing that, I do want to give a little bit of, I don't know what you'd call this, but just, Hey guys, I'm hopping on here real quick just to adjust what I said here because I didn't say it super concisely. I essentially was asking you guys that if you do create these things, I would be thrilled. I'm obviously sharing this with you guys so that you can make your own. I want you to make your own or at least get some inspiration from this, but I've noticed kind of a trend of people just like copying and then selling things as their own. And although I'm totally fine if you guys choose to sell something similar or make your own spin on it and sell it or even just like give it away or whatever, I really don't care. I think that's awesome. But if you were going to do that and like completely copy me, then I would ask for some credit where credit is due. Just let people know that like, hey, I got this idea from Omni Budget's tutorial or something like that, something along those lines. Just because I am really proud of this. I did create it on my own and I played around with it. I made the adjustments. I like figured out how I wanted to make them and all that jazz, and it would be really upsetting for me to find that someone has just completely copied my idea and market it as their own. So thank you guys for respecting that in advance. And so we're gonna put it through for the first round. So I'm gonna use the $50 bill since I made these a little bit too small, just to give me a nice rough estimate as to where I should be cutting them. Okay, so now the final step is going to be clipping the corners. So usually when you get a laminator, you'll get this little device, which I had no clue what it was at first, but you basically just line up the corners and snap it so that you don't get cut or like poked with the sharp corners of the laminate, and it's like smooth now and you can't cut yourself, hopefully. Alright, and so these are the two that we made here. I will be making more of these. I plan on doing them in sets of 5, so you'd get 5 characters from each anime that I choose to create a label for. If you have any sets that you really want to purchase or that you'd be interested in, just leave me a comment down below and I will work on getting those out to you guys. I love making these. They're so much fun, and I am realizing now that I have a little bit of an error, so I probably used the clone and created a little bit of a mistake right here, but that's okay because these are kind of practice ones. These are the first $500 ones that I made. These were the first $1,000 ones that I made, and after this one and that one, I think I figured out the best way to do everything, and I'm really, really happy with the results of these, even though there are some mistakes here and there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video and watching till the end. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. If you haven't subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss another video. Currently, I'm in the process of moving, so I got a lot going on, but that also means that the content is going to be quite interesting. So check out some of the links down below. If I have any of these listed yet, then I will have them linked. And also I have like some rewards apps that you guys can get referrals to and get some points and all that jazz. If there's anything in the video that I used, it will also be linked down below. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!